Hello everybody, welcome back to Herbie's Garage. Today I'm working on my Venom Ghost Chopper 250 and I'm going to do an oil change on it. I ran it through 2 idling heat cycles and now I'm going to drop the oil for the first time. It's a simple oil change, but I wanted to bring you guys along so you can kind of follow along, and if you haven't done it before, it kind of give you a little bit of a guide. So let's get right into it. Okay. Now on the Ghost, it doesn't have a drain plug in the middle. It just has this big plug with the screen in it. So we're going to drain the oil and clean the screen right here. And this is a 15/16 or 24 millimeter, whichever one you prefer. I'm using a 15/16 because it was just handy. That oil is good and clean. And here's the screen and the spring that's in it. You just want to make sure that all the little particles that happens to get in it all the time from being a brand new engine, you want to clean them all out. Clean this all up before you stick it back in. And I drain this oil while it's on the side stand, so it'll all drain to this side. I just take a little bit of brake parts cleaner and blow the screen. And you can just set that aside and let it dry while the oil's dripping. And we'll clean up the other parts. Just wipe the cap out. And the spring. Just wipe it off. Here's the cap right here. And this takes a 24 millimeter or a 15/16. And then the spring goes inside of that, like that. And then it has this screen, this filter screen that's cleanable. And it goes in like this. So when you put it in, it goes in like this, and then it screws in. Now when you put it in, you're going to be pushing against the screen pressure and turning. So it might be a little bit difficult, but you can get it done. Okay, I'm not going to worry about getting every little last drop because I'm going to take it out and do a break-in ride for about 35 miles, and then I'm going to come back and dump the oil again. Sometimes it's hard to get this straight. The easiest way to do this when you're putting this on, a lot of times, is just put a socket on it and screw it in with the socket by hand. You got to make sure that that's started straight by hand. All right, I got it started and snug by hand. I'll tighten it up. Whoop. There we go. And we'll wipe off any little drippings we got on it. Okay, the next thing you want to do is you want to put this thing on a center stand. Okay, once you have the bike on the center stand, you can take your dipstick out. This is where we're going to be adding the oil from, or adding the oil to. Okay, this is what I'm going to be putting in it. You can put in whatever kind of oil you want, motorcycle oil, anything that's good for wet clutch application. And this is good for wet clutch application. You can see here where it says it meets the performance requirements of, and right here, JASO/MA/MA2. So this is good for wet clutch application. And this is a heavy duty diesel engine oil. The reason I use this is it has extra amounts of zinc in it. And zinc is an anti-wear property. And since our engine shares the oil with the transmission, I want to make sure it gets plenty enough anti-wear agents in it. So now we'll go ahead and fill it up with oil. I believe that the manual says 1.1 quarts, but I'm going to watch the sight window. The window is right here by the foot brake, right here. You want to get it up to where it's up to this upper mark, like it says right there, H and L. You want it up to the H. And mine is just a hair under, so I'll just put a touch more in it. I think that should do it. Maybe just a touch more. Okay. That's good. Let that settle down a little bit. And that oil is right on the H. Okay, so now you want to check the oil with the dipstick just to make sure. Stick it in there and check it. And mine's right on the full mark. And then put the dipstick back in before you start it. Okay, now turn the key on, start it up. Okay, that's good enough. The oil circulated real good. Okay, that'll do it for the engine oil change on the Venom Ghost Chopper 250. It's all done. It's a super simple thing to do. And it only takes about a quart approximately. And after I started it back up, after I changed the oil and started it back up, I'm gonna let it sit for a little bit now and let the oil resettle, and I'll make sure that it's full. And then I'm going to take it out for a ride, and then we're done. So I think my next video is probably going to be a riding video. I want to take it out and see how it does. So I think I'm going to ride up and get me an iced tea. I have an extra cup holder I'm going to put on it for now, but I have a birthday coming up in a few days, and I'll probably get a cup holder for my birthday that I'll be putting on it. But anyway, that's all I got for you today. I appreciate you guys watching. Thank you.